Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Sunday. Let's talk about Angus, the God of Love. Angus's romance with a fair maiden who later became his wife began in a dream. In this dream, he saw her and he just fell hopelessly in love. Angus actually became ill over this, and eventually he told his mother Boanna what was the matter with him. Boanna then scoured Ireland in hopes of finding this girl, but without result. Then the Dagda, Angus's father, was asked for help, but he too couldn't find the young lady. Then the Dagda asked Bov the Red, who was king of the Dananns of Munster, for help, as Bov was known to have delved into the mysteries and had great magical skills. Now Bov is successful in locating her. Angus goes to visit him, and after 3 days, Bov brings him to the lake shore, where he sees quite a number of maidens walking together in pairs. Each pair is linked by a golden chain, but one young lady is a whole head and shoulders taller than the others. Angus has recognized her at once as the girl from his dream and asks Bob for her name. Bob is able to tell him that her name is Care and that she is the daughter of Ethel and Nubal, who's the prince of the Dananns of Connacht. To Angus's frustration, he sees that he doesn't have the necessary strength to break Care free from her companions, and so he couldn't just carry her off then and there. So Bob advises him to seek out Ailill and Maeve, who were the human monarchs of Connacht, and they tell him that they have no authority over Ethel and Nubal. So at this point, both the Dagda and Angus send to Nubal a little note, and they ask for his hand in marriage. Ask for his daughter's hand in marriage for Angus, and then he refuses this request. So that escalated the situation, and then the Dagda and the mortal king Ailill combine their forces and they lay siege to Ethel and Nubal, and they take him prisoner. Once again, the hand of Care is demanded, and this time Ethel explains that he actually can't give her hand in marriage because Care is more powerful than he is. So, little awkward situation there. And on top of that, she lives alternately in the form of a maiden and in the form of a swan, kind of halvesy-halvesies. However, if Angus goes to see her next November, he'll find Care with 150 other swans at a place called Lake of the Dragon's Mouth. So Angus makes sure that he's at the lake at the proper time, and he calls out to Care, asking her to speak with him. Care responds and asks who he is, and so Angus explains who he is, why he's there, and then he finds himself transformed into a swan, which is a sign that Care has accepted him. So Angus, while in swan form, plunges into the lake to join his love, and he's able to finally be with her at last. And from there, Angus and Care fly together to the palace on the Boyne River, and they sing a swan's melody that is so powerful that everyone who hears it is lulled to sleep for 3 days and 3 nights. So not everyone is blessed enough to dream of their soulmate before they meet. And thankfully, it's not usually necessary that we be transformed into another form of life to claim their heart. But if we look at the myth less literally, there are things we can usefully glean from this story. Firstly, just because we are smitten doesn't mean that there won't be obstacles or that we won't have to work to get the other person's attention. Secondly, when people come together, it's necessary for both parties to make adjustments and to accommodate each other. This might mean learning how to communicate a bit differently, or learning about the other person's interests, or even moving to a different locale if the need arises. If it's a healthy and a mutually loving relationship, there is going to be some give and take. And third, enjoy the moment. Romantic moments aren't necessarily flashy as they are in this story, but they are moments that feel different from the mundane and the everyday, and we should cherish these times. They don't come around often enough, and especially when we consider the efforts of some voices in the public sphere that want to de-romanticize every aspect of life. And they say that if you have these emotional highs or seek out these passionate moments, then you're not actually embracing a realistic view of the world. I think this is just a deeply mean-spirited attempt to ruin something special between people or the hope of something special just because they haven't experienced it themselves. And so out of envy, they try to minimize its importance. But fortunately, we don't have to listen to the killjoys, now do we? So those are my initial thoughts about Angus and his romance with Care and how this fits in with him being a god of love. If you have worked with Angus in the capacity of forming romantic attachments, I would love to hear about it. You can come visit me at Blackbird's Brew on Discord. There's a link to join in the description box below. Or you can subscribe to this channel, leave a comment, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.